Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Hey, I want to talk about this video. I guess is on Twitter. It's about a dude named Scott Adams. I guess he's a comic. What was he? He's a cartoonist, I guess, or author or something like that. And he said something that disturbed people. And I was wondering why it was so disturbing. So I'm gonna play this audio. Hopefully y'all can hear this as good as I can. And I'm gonna comment on it. Okay? Let's check it out.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me.
So number one, he's reading the poll, and this is a 2-minute 51-second clip. Now it's not the whole interview, so hopefully somebody put the whole interview up so it can be critiqued. But he said that he's reading a poll that said 50% of black people had a problem with white folks. Okay. Does the poll say why they have a problem with white people? If it doesn't say why, then you can go in 1,000 directions with this. Could it be just because they don't like white people because of the way they look, because of the way they smell, because of the way they talk? Could be because they feel they holding black people down. If they feel they're holding black people down, why do they feel that way? You see what I'm saying? You can go a bunch of different directions with that. But he's reading the poll. So he's saying, according to this poll, not his words, 50% of black people don't like white people. Let's go.
According to this poll, that's a hate group.
Now, he says a hate group. Did they say they hate white people and want to delete them? Or did they just say that they just have a problem with them? What kind of problem do you have? You see what I'm saying? It's a lot that he's saying but not saying. Let's keep going.
That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Now, how do I feel about that? Race aside, if you know there are people that don't, let's just say you live in a neighborhood. You say you move to a neighborhood, you want to move your family to a certain neighborhood because it's clean, it's nice, you want to raise your kids there. You're black, you're one of us. And this neighborhood happens to be particularly majority, white people. You get there and you start getting these bigoted and racist vibes. White people don't like you, N-word go home, you get nooses hanging from your trees, all that. Or people just don't want to talk to you, they call you the N-word when they see you, they don't do nothing to help you, they, don't speak. Because they don't have to do nothing violent. It's just, they just, the way they talk and act toward you. The best scenario for yourself is to get away from people who don't like you, who have a problem with you. If someone has a problem with you, just natural inclination, instinct would be not to hang around them. So, like I said, that had nothing to do with, I'm taking away the racism out of it. I'm just saying, if people don't like people, just stay away from people, right?
Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed.
Now, I think he has a point there, saying that some things cannot be fixed. Not in the way that the world is going now, not the way the system is set up. No, you're not going to fix anything. If you got people who don't like you because they feel like you're holding them down, that you're not, that you're white supremacists. Let's just be honest. Then, hold on. First of all, this poll, I didn't get I didn't get a flyer in the mail. About I didn't get an invite in my emails or something. If I did, I sure hate I missed it. But my thing is, who did you poll? Did you poll people who live in the poorest part of town, or did you poll black people who make $150,000, $200,000 a year? Did you poll kids? Did you poll prisoners? I mean, seriously, like who? I don't know who you talk to, but yeah, with the way the system is now, there is no fixing it. The only way to fix it is to destroy it and to start over with a clean slate, with more positive biblical vibes, right? But as the way the system is now, keep going the way it's going, when you got politicians who lie to the black community all the time, who want your vote, but then once you vote, they do nothing for you, but they do things for other groups. No, there's no fixing it. Unless you, like I say, you revamp the whole system.
You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon. But
now, you just notice how he put Don Lemon in this. Don Lemon is a nobody. I mean, he's a guy who got a job. I mean, Don Lemon is a nobody to listen to. I'm just gonna say that. But he's keeping it as racist as possible with his comments, because he's saying that he moved to a neighborhood with a low black population. But to play the devil's advocate, how many of us have done the same thing? How many of us have lived in a place, done created a lifestyle for themselves, for ourselves, and said, man, I do not want to continue to live in this neighborhood because I've tried to do right, try to live right, try to be an example, a leader, and these people refuse to follow my lead. They refuse to do the same thing I did. They refuse to go to school. They refuse to learn a trade, to get a degree, to do, make that sacrifice for however many weeks or months or years or whatever it takes to make a better life, a greater life for their families. They refuse to do it. So I've done it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go somewhere to where I've already paid the price. I've already paid my dues. I didn't just wake up this morning and, had enough money to live like I want to buy the things I want without having to hustle and bustle and, scrape and stuff like that. I paid my dues. So now I paid my dues. Why can't I go enjoy what I've done? So again, how many of us, really, black, white, Hispanic, saw this comedian, a young guy, I forgot his name, out of Dallas, did an interview, and he said, he moved he got a 4-year-old child, I don't know if he had a boy or girl, and he moved his family to pretty much the suburbs outside of Dallas because he just did not want to live in the same neighborhood that he grew up in with a bunch of thugs. And I don't want to use the word he used, but one of the words he used was a bunch of thugs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You hear that, and then folks will get mad at you. But it's like, dude, you should want to do the same thing. Forget this dude guy. Forget this guy here. Whatever he's talking about. I'm talking about us as a people. When you know better, you do better. So if I know I can go somewhere, and I ain't saying moving in with, them folk that don't like you. I'm just saying find a better neighborhood. Like-minded people, whether no matter what their race or ethnicity is. I mean, they got the same thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And they may have a preconception of you because of what they've heard in the past. But if you get there and you show something different, I've done it at a job. I walked on jobs and people thought that, oh man, the guy told me that he thought that when he saw me that, I probably wasn't going to cut it or be able to keep up with him. He was surprised once he saw my work ethic. Had another person who thought when I came in that, the training was difficult, and they thought that I wasn't going to make it the whole year. But that's because you probably had people in the past, but I've been working all my life. And I also got bills to pay. That's the first thing I say, man, I got bills to pay. I got kids to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, I can't sit here. No, I'm not finna sit here and let this job define me. If I don't like the job, fine, but we're gonna get this done. This ain't nothing. Working ain't nothing, man. But yeah, don't y'all want to live in a neighborhood that's better? And if other people ain't trying to get better with you, why stay there?
So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
No, what problem? Like I say, Don Lemon is nobody, because I don't think Don Lemon put the context into what he was saying. Let's say if you live in the ghetto, living in the project. Let's say you live in low income neighborhoods, white, black, no matter what, trailer parks, and whatever. It doesn't matter. You're going to have different problems, so than you will have when you move up to a higher economical class neighborhood. Just like jobs. You get a job and just say you work at a nursing home, CNAs, the people that work there, they're going to be a different demographic or different type of person than if you work in a hospital in Highland Park in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? UT Southwestern. They're going to have different standards. You know what I'm saying? At a hospital, you're not going to be able to come in late, clock in late all the time. They're going to write you up, they're going to get you. At some of these nursing homes, rehab facilities, they got people who come in when they get ready to leave, and they get ready to dress how they want to. You know what I'm saying? No problems. That's the difference. So, like I say, so for Don Lemon just to say, well, when I lived in the black neighborhood, I don't know. If I lived in the black neighborhood, they had more problems than move to the white neighborhood. What did the black neighborhood look like? Because if you lived in if it's the same kind of neighborhood, then, and they're both the same kind of neighborhood with just different color people, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy them kind of problems you're going to have in a black neighborhood. But quite possibly could be, because this is what I do notice. I've noticed when you have black people who have money, well-to-do, can have a nice house, live in a nice neighborhood, a lot of times they allow their kids or family members to come stay with them to help them out. Now that's something, and these people a lot of times are people who, come from the, like I said, lower financial tier neighborhoods. And the mindset would be different, so they can come into your neighborhood and kind of mess the vibe up. Yeah, just pretty much mess the vibe up in that neighborhood because of the mentality they bring. They may try to bring some of their homeboys or homegirls to your house. I watch you. I tell you, everybody can't come to my house. Period. Just can't. If I don't know you, no. My kids, they can't bring grandkids. You just can't bring just anybody to my house. I'm sorry. I just don't trust people like that. I don't like just anybody coming into my house and I don't know who you are. And they ain't saying that, that you live in a certain neighborhood that you can't come there. No, I'm not saying that, because we all came from there. I came from there. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you get to know who these people are before you can bring it. That's including my kids. So if you're going to come here and bring some drama to my neighborhood, you can't come here. Period. But Don Lemon is still nobody.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there.
Yeah, it's based on where you live. If you live in low income, again, they got low income whites, Hispanics, blacks, regardless. all races, the majority of those three races, they all have low income areas, and people got drug problems. People who just don't, or people who don't want to do more than what they have to survive every day for whatever reason. It's not about race. It's just about economics. We know it's stats show you that the lower income neighborhoods, in lower income neighborhoods and areas, there are higher crime rates because of a lack of finances. So if you put this white man and take away his career, and let's say he work at a gas station or a grocery store or a McDonald's or something, that's the only thing they have in that neighborhood. If you don't have the opportunities to, have something, go to trade school or anything like that, get a little certification or degree before he got out of high school. And if and let him and his people live in neighborhoods like that, trust me, eventually, like I said, the crime rate is going to be a little higher than what he's normally used to.
So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse.
I want to know what kind of help that he gave black people. I'm going to need to see it again. I need to see context. Like I said, it's a 2 minute 51 second clip. There's a lot in here, but then there's a lot of stuff missing too. What kind of help did you give to don't say you gave to the United Negro College Fund, NAACP, because you just burn your money on that one, because they ain't helping us at all.
And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America, because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Again, what kind of help is he giving? Dude, let me tell you something. No matter what you're doing or what you think you're doing with black America, if you're not educating people, and I always say, if you're not educating people on finances, you're not educating people on learning to trade, on how to make more money than what they're making, if you're not helping people get educated, to learn how to read, write, be educated on whatever grade level they're supposed to be. If you're not doing this, you're not helping. You're not. If you're holding seminars, if you're holding meetings, you're holding rallies, if you're giving out food at Christmas and Thanksgiving, handing out backpacks, and that's it, giving out haircuts, and that's all you're doing, you're not really helping. You're just giving a handout. Ain't nothing wrong with giving out backpacks, but maybe you put like a book on how to save and how to invest money, and you give them to like little kids, or tell them, hey, read this book, give me an essay. You get a free backpack with full of school supply. You get a free bicycle. Just read this book and give me an essay verbally, or rather have it written. Let's make it written. But maybe verbally, maybe a video or a written essay. Or maybe a video would be great, because that way I know I can see you talking about it, and that way I know you read it. Anyway, regardless. And I'll read this book on how to invest, and get rich by the time you're in your 20s and 30s. You do that, I give you a free bike. And you may think that, why would I do that with a second grader, third grader? Well, because when they get older, they'll remember that. You'll be surprised. I had my daughter and I had a couple other grandkids watch this Boyce Watkins, the little class. I don't know how people feel about Boyce Watkins, but it was hey, it was elementary. And they watched it, and so they know a few things about financing. Like investing. Also, I told my daughter, let's say the game of Monopoly. I told her how to play Monopoly, like for real. How to really play Monopoly. You play Monopoly this way, people will look at you while you're playing. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, why are you doing this at a third? But in the end, you'll end up, more likely you will end up winning the game, and you will end up owning everything, and nobody else will have no money. That's just the way America is. Taught her how to play Monopoly. She went and did it with her mom and stepdad and this and the third family. And yes, they looked at her like she was crazy, But in the end, she ended up winning the game. I don't think they play Monopoly since. But so again, you teach a child a way that they should go. You teach kids how to do things a certain way. When they get older, they'll remember it, and hopefully they will apply it to their daily lives.
That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help Black Americans if you're white. It's over.
Yeah, but Black Americans don't need your help. A lot of times with Black Americans, we just need is just the same opportunities that everybody else has. Period. We don't care about integration, segregation, whatever. That's water under the bridge. If you can make sure that they can have the same education all the way around as white America or certain neighborhoods, if you can make it to where, if you can show me where South Dallas schools have the same equipment, the same learning, same books, certain learning tools that, like I say, Highland Park has, that Allen, Texas has, just that like that, then I can understand what you're saying. But if you don't give these kids, every kid should have the same opportunity and the same resources all the way around to make their lives better, all the way around. Because you got to start the baby, start the kids, and teach them right. When they get older, they're gonna do nothing but benefit and improve their community. If you're not doing that, you ain't helping us.
Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after.
Before he says this, playing devil's advocate one more time. He said those who ain't focused on education want to get away from them. Again, devil's advocate. You know who also said this? Well, not everything he's saying, but kind of saying this in a different way. The elder, Brother Neely Fuller. Neely Fuller, who I regard as a scholar, an educator, smart, things that he said make sense. You want to read his books, watch his video, listen to his radio interviews. He said the exact same thing. He said, as a brother, that Black folks need to stay away from Black people. Especially if you can't get along, if you can't be constructive. Because as Black people, he said, we have to do, everything we do has to be constructive. Anything that's not constructive, we do not need to be involved in. So he says, if you get around each other and all you want to do is fight and curse or party, you know what I'm saying? All you want to do is have a good time, laugh and joke, and you don't want to do anything to build a community, stay away from each other. If everything you do around each other is negative toward each other, stay away from each other. That's what he told. That's what Neely Fuller is saying. So why is it different that this guy said it and Neely Fuller said it? I just want to know what you think. Because I'm with Neely Fuller. But that's with anybody. But we're talking about, when you're talking about building up the Black community, we got to understand that no, every last one of us are not going to be on the same page. They want us to be, quote unquote, say we got to be a monolith in order for the Black community to prosper. But it's impossible because no race of people is a monolith. No race of people think the same thing. Now, those who are in power, they think they know what the ultimate goal is to keep that power. They may not think, because they may not even think the same way about certain subject matters, but they do know one thing: they do not want to lose power, and they do not want to give it up, not even a little bit, to us. But from what Neely Fuller said, like I said, Neely Fuller, like I said, stay away from Black folks. Stay away from people, or stay away from the people that don't, who are not trying to be constructive. So if you're not, he said not for education, like I said, he's just on the racist tip, and that's why it, you know, it hits different. But if they're not, if people are not trying to be educated to learn to do better, you just stay away from them.
After video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens.
Now, I don't know where the hell he see these videos at. I ain't seen a bunch of videos of black folks beating up non-black folks. Not like that. It must be like one website that and that's their propaganda. All I see are videos of us fighting each other. Hell, not even fighting each other, pulling out these freaking Dracos or whatever they call them, and killing each other. That's all I see, and I hate seeing that. You know, you scroll. It's funny. You can scroll through Instagram, and these videos are up. I mean, serious drive-bys. People deleting people, stepping out of the car, and I mean, you see these just bullets just tearing through this metal and through these windshields, and that's the type of, and that's what's up on the internet, just for anybody to see. That's stuff I'm tired of seeing.
You know, I realize it's anecdotal, and it, you know, doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening.
And that's what I'm gonna end this right here. You got like 20 more seconds, 15 more seconds, but I don't care. And that's a good way to end it. Because no, what you're saying is not the full picture of everything. You started with a poll. Don't know who the poll was about. Who did the poll? Don't know who they polled. And you went off saying, oh, I'm just done helping black people because helping black people does not do anything for me. But you haven't said what you've done to help black people. So that's enough of that, man. Tell me what y'all think about this Scott Adams. I don't know who he is, never heard of him, but undoubtedly he is about to blow up on social media now. So tell me what you think. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.